Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. I hope everybody out there is having a great October, a great spooky season. Hopefully you're watching a lot of fun movies, going out and doing a lot of fun Halloween events. I hope everybody out there is having a great season so far. I kind of apologize that I've been kind of just doing a lot of recommendation videos lately. Lots of times I do like to go out and do like out and about filming, Blu-ray hunting videos, this and that, but I'm leaving for Florida soon. I got a lot to get done. I got a lot of work to do. And I'm going to work every single day, and I just haven't really had the time going out and doing videos like that. It take longer to do, longer to edit, stuff like that. So, unfortunately, I don't really have time to get out and do more type stuff. I've just been kind of giving you guys a bunch of recommendation videos, but I think that still can be all right, because I mean, that's what I have time for, and that's what I'm going to do. And it seems like you guys seem to really like it because it's giving you guys ideas for movies to watch around the Halloween season. So we're going to continue with that theme in this video once again. And what we're going to talk about in this video is horror movies, or movies that are kind of spooky, maybe not full-on horror movies, but ones that are good for this time of year, that are just a blast, that are just a heck of a good time, are just a lot of fun. And there's a lot of good ones out there. The ones that are not too spooky, that are just a lot of fun to watch. And that's what we're going to cover today. So I got like 10 or 12 movies or so that we're going to talk about. And the first couple actually we're going to talk about is from the Friday the 13th franchise. And one of them is Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, if that gives you a little bit of hint of one of those, what one of those movies may be. But yeah, let's get started because I got a few to get through here. So the first one we're going to talk about is Friday the 13th, Part 6. Later on, as the series goes on later into the franchise, I think these movies kind of get more and more fun. They might not get better, but they get more fun. But this is the one, Part 6, I think it was Jason Lives. Is it? Yeah, Jason Lives. I think this is the one that really got it right. It's the most quirky. It's just over the top, funny. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the interactions that Jason has between him and the people he kills, it's just super silly. Like for example, like the opening sequence as Jason Voorhees doing a James Bond style opening. There's one where he goes and grabs a guy by the arm and just rips his arm off and just stops and like stares at the arm. And it's just a very quirky, fun movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which is what I really appreciate. And this is what I think of what a lot of the other Friday the 13th should have been. Some of them, I think, try to take themselves too seriously. This one most definitely does not, and it's a complete blast. I highly recommend Part 6. I think Part 4, is it 4? Might be my overall favorite, but this one I think is probably the most fun, at least in my opinion. And I love it because it doesn't take itself too seriously, and that can definitely be said for the second movie we're going to talk about, and that is Freddy versus Jason. I was watching somebody on YouTube talk about this movie the other day, and I never thought of it this way, but they described this movie as just basically like a Looney Tunes movie, which is exactly what it is. It's over the top. It's very cartoony. Freddy and Jason going after one another, just doing these just kind of ridiculous stunts. It's basically like Bugs Bunny, like Looney Tunes, or like Roadrunner type stuff. It's very, very quirky. I mean, there's one scene in there where Freddy's like launching, like it's either it's not missiles, but it's like oxygen tanks and chasing and just chucking them at them, and it's just over the top, and it's just super funny and watching these two battle each other out. But yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like this movie, and I'm really surprised because I think this is exactly what I'd want a Freddy versus Jason movie to be like. This movie is absolutely hilarious. It's over the top. It's just great. But yeah, like I said, it's very much like a cartoon. So definitely check that one out for sure. Next is a movie about a crocodile, and that's Lake Placid. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Betty White is great. Anything with Betty White in it is usually pretty gold. It's nice to see her and do stuff that's outside of like Golden Girls, and seeing her in a role like this was really nice to see. This movie's just a lot of fun. It's about a killer crocodile, and yeah, that's about all there is to explain about that. But it is executed very well, and they do a great job. of it, and they make sure it's well paced, and they make sure you have a lot of fun while watching it. Next is a movie that I grew up with. And I always liked it growing up, but I didn't really start to appreciate it till I got older. And that's Tom Hanks in The Burbs. And it's basically about a group of neighbors who are kind of interested in what's going on with the new neighbors that move in that are just a little bit off and just a little bit weird. They move in to the very Addams Family looking house in this middle of the cul-de-sac. And they're pretty much convinced that these people are murderers, and they go a little bit over the top to investigate that and try to see if they're right. And this movie is so much fun. I think this is an extremely underrated Tom Hanks film. A lot of people don't know about this one, or they forget about this one. But I highly recommend The Burbs. It is an absolute blast. And Corey Feldman's in it. Corey Feldman is great. Bruce Dern is in it. Carrie Fisher is in it. It's a lot of fun. And I mean, anything with Corey Feldman in the 80s or early 90s was usually pretty fun. And Corey Feldman's great in this. But yeah, definitely check out The Burbs. This one's pretty appropriate for the whole family. Yeah, it's only PG. So, and some of the more adult jokes might go right over the kids' heads anyway. So. This one is definitely not for the whole family, but it is awesome, and that's The Reanimator. This movie is over the top, just gory, ridiculous, just kind of a little bit, just nonsense at times, but an absolute blast. I mean, it's just super gory. It's about reanimating the dead, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I won't go into too much detail. I know this got a 4K release, and I know that Second Sight just announced that they're putting out a 4K box set. I bet you that's going to look pretty sweet. So I highly recommend getting that. I should probably reserve one myself before they're gone. But yeah, definitely check out The Reanimator. Next, we got a John Carpenter movie, and that's John Carpenter's They Live. This movie is another one that's just... There's certain times that it's just over the top, but it's just so much fun. And you have Roddy Piper as the lead, and this is the movie that's got the famous line of "I came here to do two things: kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." But there's also sequences in here, like there's a scene where there's a brawl that happens. It's just a fight between Roddy Piper and I forget who the other guy is, but they get into a fight, and it literally goes on for 10 minutes. It's like a 10-minute fight sequence. I mean, it's just so many parts of this movie are just so ridiculous, but it is a lot of fun. And, it's got aliens in it. It's really cool. Definitely check it out. Next, we have a couple of movies that are by the same director, and these two would make a great double feature. And the first one was one that I just watched last night on 4K. I'd seen it multiple times, but I picked up on 4K. Finally watched it last night on 4K. It had been a long time, and I forgot just how much fun this movie is, and that's Night of the Creeps. This movie is just great. Tom Atkins. I completely forgot how cool Tom Atkins is in this movie. It's a lot of fun. It's directed by Fred Decker, who also did the next movie here that we're going to talk about. But this movie's cool. It's about an alien an alien pod kind of lands on Earth, and there's these little worm type things that come out and they shoot in your mouth, and they kill you, and then they take over your body. So it's kind of like a zombie type movie, and it's just fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I can't remember if I showed the back or not. And this is a great release, great transfer from Scream Factory. The 4K I thought looked really good. But it's just a lot of fun, a lot of cool one-liners. This one's also got the famous line by Tom Atkins. It's I got good news and bad news, girls. And the good news is your dates are here. And then the girl's like, well, what's the bad news? And Tom Atkins goes, they're dead. I mean, it's just lines like that. It's a blast. Definitely check out Night of the Creeps. That's one that I remember. That's one of the first horror movies I remember seeing, but I only remember seeing like parts of it on like HBO and stuff back in the day. The next movie is another Fred Decker film, and this movie kind of has the same kind of vibe, but a little bit more PG, because I think it is only PG. PG-13. But it still kind of has the same kind of feel as Night of the Creeps, and that's The Monster Squad. This movie is awesome. I did not see this one growing up. I saw this one as an adult for the first time, and I still enjoyed it. It's a bunch of kids who have to take on the Universal monsters. With the help, some of them are good, and then they got some of them that are bad, and they got to fight them, and it's a blast. This is a great release from Kino Lorber. The thing that's really awesome about this release is it comes with a feature-length documentary, Wolfman's Got Nards, which is the documentary about the Monster Squad. So not only do you get the movie, but you also get that documentary, which I believe also has its own release. That's why I highly recommend the 4K release. Because I'm pretty sure, 2018 documentary. Yep, Wolfman's Got Nards. So you basically get a 2-for-1. It's Kino Lorber. Hit it up during one of their sales. They may even have a sale going on right now. It's like Kino Lorber always has a sale going on. This movie's a lot of fun, and you can definitely watch it with Night of the Creeps. These two would make a great double feature, and they're both just one heck of a good time. Next, we're going to delve into some Stephen King. And people trash this movie all the time. And I love it. I think it's a blast. And that's Maximum Overdrive. I mean, it is bad to an extent, and some of the acting is bad. But it's basically about the machines. Machines basically come to life and are trying to take out the humans. And I have this amazing Lionsgate Steelbook. We'll open that up there. And this movie's just a lot of fun. I mean, it's machines that are coming to life and trying to take out the humans. I mean, it's a funny concept on itself. And for a lot of years, everyone was talking about how bad it was, so I didn't watch it. And finally, I watched it, and I was like, that was pretty freaking sweet. I loved it. So, I don't know. Don't always listen to what people say, because this one I thought was a blast. It's not a great film by any means, but it is a heck of a good time. So, definitely recommend that one. Or I highly recommend that one. Next is a movie that I didn't know much about. I remember seeing this one in the theaters, and my buddies went and saw it. And they came up and they're like, we're going to go see this movie again. It was amazing. You should come with us. And I went and saw it. And seeing it in the theater, too, was absolutely amazing. And this movie is so badass on so many levels. And that's The Cabin in the Woods. In this great steelbook as well. And I will actually show you this steelbook. Go there. And that is a little bit of a spoiler about what is kind of going on. And then I'll show you the back, because the back is kind of cool as well. Got some pretty cool creatures there. And I'm not even going to tell you what this movie's about. You should go into this movie, if you've never seen it, as blind as possible. But I will tell you this. It is one heck of a good time, and you will not be disappointed. It's very unique. Nice original idea. So I'm not going to even go into this one. Just go in blind. If you've never seen Cabin in the Woods, make that your next movie, because it's a blast. Next, we're going to talk about a musical. A musical that's great for this time of year. And just last week, I believe, was it last week? No, it was the beginning. I think it might have been, it was this week or last week. I don't remember. This just got a 4K, so I might be upgrading to the 4K. I have the Blu-ray here. And that's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This movie is just a lot of fun. It's got really cool music in it. It's a really cool idea. We'll open this up. You can probably see the whole thing. This is a really cool steelbook too. I really like this. But I highly recommend this. It's got a very, it's just kind of got a very kind of gothic, Transylvania style feel to it. And it's a musical, and it's got great music. It's just a heck of a good time. So definitely check out, if you've never seen it, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It also has Meatloaf in it, and Tim Curry, and Susan Sarandon. Is Susan Sarandon in it? She might be in it too. Been a while since I've seen it. Let's see. Next is a movie that I just watched on 4K, and I forgot how much fun it was. I saw it the first time, and I remember thinking it was whatever. And then when I watched it the second time, I was like, oh, this movie's a blast. And that's The Stuff, which is a pretty good transfer, too, from Arrow. I thought it was a pretty darn good transfer. And this movie is about The Stuff, which is like a yogurt based like dessert, and it's alive. And you eat it, and it makes you do weird things and act very weird. This movie's a blast. Definitely check out The Stuff. Next, we only got 3 left. Well, we have 3 movies left, but the last one is a triple feature, and I'm going to recommend all 3 of them. But out of all of these movies, I like the whole franchise pretty much as a whole. But I think this one is really fun, and this is kind of a cult classic, and it's one that stands out from the rest of them because it's in a different, it's outside the origin story. And that's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This movie just has, I mean, all the Halloween movies have great Halloween vibe. But this one just, I don't know. Something about it just has so much Halloween vibe. I feel like this feels more like a Halloween movie than some of the other ones. I mean, as far as like Halloween decor and just the feeling of Halloween. I mean, granted, yes, they all have that. But I think this one kind of goes a little bit over the top, and it's a little different origin story. It doesn't have Michael Myers, but it does have Tom Atkins once again. I don't like him. I mean, I like him in this movie. I like him in everything he's in, but I didn't like him as much in this as I did in Night of the Creeps. I thought he was cool, better in the Night of the Creeps, but he was still definitely cool in this movie. And this movie's just a heck of a good time. I mean, it's just a great Halloween movie to throw on. And it's about a corporation called, what are they called? Shamrock. I can't even remember the name of them. It's the, well, I don't remember. It's Silver Shamrock. That's what it is. The company Silver Shamrock. And they're planning a mass murder of kids on Halloween night. Kind of a sick concept. But overall, a film as a whole is a lot of fun and a great one to watch around Halloween. The next movie, this is the second of, they might have like 3 or 4 of these. But this is part 2, which in my opinion is far more fun and far better than the first one. And that's Ghoulies 2. Ghoulies 1 is fine. I don't mind it, but I didn't really find Ghoulies 1 to really be fun. I mean, it was an alright movie, but this one is just fun. The Ghoulies take over a carnival, and they just get it. I mean, the antics are over the top. Everything is just done on a bigger, better, more fun scale in the second one. There's a bunch of craziness going on at Carnival. The Ghoulies are wreaking havoc. And it's just, I don't know. I just think it's far more fun than the first one. The first one is whatever. But I think a lot of people would probably agree that Ghoulies 2 is definitely a more enjoyable time. But this movie's a blast. Ghoulies 1, you can watch it. But Ghoulies 2 is where it's at my opinion. So yeah, definitely check out Ghoulies 2. All right, guys. So the last one we're going to talk about is a triple feature. And you could almost just watch these in one night, back to back to back. And that is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. These movies are all good. This is a zombie movie. This is just kind of more of a just straight kind of horror movie. And this one delves a little bit more into sci-fi. But all 3 of them are fantastic. The World's End, I didn't remember anything about that. And I watched it last year around Halloween. And I forgot how awesome The World's End is. But all 3 of these movies are a complete blast. They star the same 2 guys. What is it? Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. And they're all directed by Edgar Wright, a fantastic director. Which he has the new movie coming out. I think it's The Running Man, which looks pretty good, the remake of the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. But yeah, these movies are great. They have great vibe. They're a blast. They're just over the top. I don't know why I keep showing the back. There's nothing on there. But yeah, these would make a great triple feature one night during the Halloween season. And I think you will have a good time. And I think you'll have a good time with really any of those movies. They're all a lot of fun. You don't have to think too much. And you're not going to be disappointed. At least I don't think you will. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Listen to you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comment section below some suggestions for me on video or on movies that you think are or horror movies, I should say, for this time of year that you just think are a lot of fun. You guys are amazing as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.